Look in the mirror, don't know what to say, but I'm happy the man I is.
Goddamn, we back at it! And today is January 14th, and today is an absolutely monster day in terms of making music. So we got the Cordae from a bird's eye view reaction what this video about to be. We got Cordae the Friend releasing the EP. Russ releasing a single, Chris Brown releasing a single, Joey Badass releasing a single, J.I.D. releasing a single featuring 21 Savage, Token releasing the album, TK Freaks releasing the song. So much crazy music is coming out today, but the album we talk about today is from a bird's eye view from Cordae. Now Cordae, man, he released the Lost Boy back in 2019, absolutely solid freshman album coming from him, and then he kind of disappeared for a while. He was gone for the rest of 2019. Gone for most of 2020. He released The Gift with Roddy Ricch, which was actually a bonus track on this album. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Disappeared for a little bit, but he came back in 2021 so strong. Came up with the Just Until EP, which is supposed to be the prelude just to hold us off until this album that we got right now. And a variety, he went on a nice solid feature run. Featured on Terrence Martin, Freddie Gibbs, Nas, Eminem, so many artists he was featuring on. He was just absolutely snapping and sliding on his features. Here went on a solid feature on 2021, and now in 2022 we got the sequel, the second studio album from Cordae from Bird's Eye View. Now I anticipated this album to come out in November of last year. That's what it seemed like it was gonna be, but it didn't turn out so well. But we're getting the album today, January 14th. Absolutely insane day with how much music is released. It seems like damn near the whole industry is trying to release the music today. But we finally got the album for Cordae, man. Like I said, he's been stamping all of 2021 with the Just Until EP, the fourth track, and went 4 for 4. Did a full reaction to that. If you haven't seen that, go see that, I guess. And then he released, like I said, Variety Free on a solid feature run. And then he released Super, which is leading single that came out in October, I believe. October, November. Then Sinister featuring Lil Wayne that came out about a month or so later. And I already did reactions to those tracks, so if you want to check out those reactions to those tracks, it's going to be linked up here, linked down below. So I'm going to skip over those tracks. And also the Gifted track, like I mentioned earlier, featuring Roddy Ricch, that was also a snippet. That was also a song that I reacted to back in 2020. So we got 11 other tracks that we're gonna go through. It's a nice short album, 14 songs, but you've already listened to 3 already, so it's less than 45 minutes, which is also good. It allows me not to edit this thing forever. But we got the track list looking pretty solid. Got a lot of solo tracks. Got a couple features featuring Gunna, Lil Wayne's sister, obviously, her and Dirk on the track. Her and Dirk always go together pretty well on tracks. Then we got Cordae, which doesn't have Champagne Glasses. Champagne Glasses was originally supposed to have Nas, Freddie Gibbs, and Stevie Wonder, but only has Freddie Gibbs and Stevie Wonder. What happened to the Nas verse? That's very interesting. Scratching my head on that. I don't know what happened to the Nas verse on there. But then we got the Parables remix featuring Eminem. Now, the Parables, I also did a reaction to that track. That was back in November of 2020. Thoroughly enjoyed that track from Cordae. That was a nice little comeback track for him. That was an absolutely solid track. So I'm interested to see how Eminem is going to spit and slide. Cause that beat, I think Eminem would definitely slide on that beat, on the Parables beat. But I think it's time to hop into it. And I'm just pre-cool this. With all my full reaction, full reviews, there's going to be a lot of cuts, it's going to be a lot of jumps and skips. I can't play the whole song entirely through. I wish I could, but if I were to, it would get the video would get copyrighted, it would get automatically blocked, and no one would be able to watch the video. So unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of cuts, a lot of jumps and skips. It's just something I have to do. I wish I didn't have to do it. I wish I could just drop it on my editing timeline and just upload it, but unfortunately I have to cut out a lot of different parts of the music. But we're going to be showing the highlights, some of the best bars, some of the beats, if it's beat switches, etc, etc. It's going to be all played through. Some of my favorite parts, some of the highlights are going to be played through. But I'm just giving you this prelude that there's going to be a lot of jumps and skips, so I don't get a ton of comments saying, why is there a lot of jumps and skips? I just have to do it. With all that being said, without further ado, Cordae from a bird's eye view. First track, we got Shiloh Intro. Nice little intro, 1 minute intro track.
My mother, she was stripping, she was always on his mind while her boyfriend, he was prepping, he ain't have a lot of time, so nigga trying to be a cocaine cowboy, Michael Irvin, nigga 16, I was people to the church, top time, put somebody in a grave or an urn, nigga 17, police with my ass, just for being fiddle with him, going business with him, I'm 21 myself, making down from 35, he just trying to see the sun before get me out the camp, but I can tell you what I seen or what I lived, it's up to you, or let my brother tell the story from a bird's eye view.
Woo! Oh, That was a nice little bars. I'm guessing that's a friend, a homie, a brother, a cousin, something that's sort of in prison and just allowed him to spit some bars, and then he spit it to the last line there was from a bird's eye view, which is the title of the album. So a nice little intro track. Next track we got coming up is Gene Michael. I believe this is how you pronounce it, Gene Michael. Gene Michelle, maybe? I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a little interesting. But yeah, that was a nice little intro track for Shiloh's intro. But next track we got get up is Gene Michelle. I believe that's how you pronounce it. I think I heard this snippet. Like, I think Cordae posted a snippet of this beat before. This sounds like it's gonna be some storytelling, some storytelling on this track right here. The way the instrumental is.
Brink of extinction, hell bent on survival. This life's a continuous cycle. Consider this a venom, the type to steal your shit and search with you. Nothing ordinary.
You know what that's called? That's called Black Air Force energy. They steal some shit from you and they say, "Oh, I lost this, I can't find this." They'll help you find it, even though they know in the back of their mind they actually stole. That's Black Air Force energy right there.
Haunted by these goals that I'm trying to accomplish. Underrated, overhated, I'm tired of the nonsense. God willing, these parables go and sell some records.
Hey, one of the title tracks.
Cause what's life without sacrifice? And you just wasting talent if you never strategize. Stare dead worse. The more you get, the more that your desire can quench your thirst.
That's facts.
I just know that it's painted well. Your favorite artist's first priority is gaining wealth. Sprinkle holy, just told me don't switch your ways.
Got the background vocals. And that's Gene Michelle. Thoroughly enjoyed that track. I believe Gene Michelle might be his mother's name, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure. Correct me down below. Thoroughly enjoyed that track. Like I said, in the beginning with how the beat was playing out, I feel like he's about to be some storytelling. And that's exactly what they did. A little bit of storytelling. I thoroughly enjoyed that track. Nice little laid back, boom back track where you just allow the artist just to speak. The production wasn't too crazy, but it just allowed the artist to speak his mind, speak with his peaks, and just get the message out there. So I thoroughly enjoyed that track. Next track we got coming up is Mama's Hood. Coming down from Mama's Hood. Let's hop into it.
I was riding through my mama hood, rolling in Jeep. I ain't playing with you niggas, boy, I'm playing for keeps. Fuck you pussy, I bring the whole city out every time that I'm home. How you daydreaming while I'm scheming on a text. Steady plotting as I'm thinking on the next. Yeah. Graduation, I think that shit a fucking scam. Somebody had to say it, caught up in the matrix. That I had to we upgraded next time that I drop. But for now, I was riding through my mama hood, rolling in Jeep. I'll let it be well known. Yeah,
Before he gets into the next verse, I'm also loving this monotone, like storytelling beat that we got here. We get a lot of. That's one thing I like about Cordae, man. He's a nice little storyteller. He likes to turn up, have fun every now and then, but he still keeps the lyricism, still keeps the storytelling, and then the beat so far that we have. Gene Michelle, Mama Hood's, a nice little storytelling tracks. Super that we skipped over. That was more of a turn up. Let me talk my shit track, but I already reacted to that, so that's why I skipped over it. But I'm enjoying the storytelling. We're getting him, Gene Michelle, like I said, I believe is his mom's name. And then Mama's Hood, a nice little storytelling, talk about his come up in the background. So I'm enjoying the storytelling we got. So I'm enjoying the storytelling.
Why they had to kill my nigga over a few little pounds. When I got robbed in high school, you even flew to the town. Couldn't really, my nigga dead and gone. Shed these kids till I penned this song. Should've got him out, I'll right my wrong. Real nigga shit what I condone. Every nigga that was put in this position just to open gates. The niggas with the least to offer got the most to say. The whole city out every time that I'm home. How you all about business but don't be minding your own.
It's dedicated to my dog Juwan Ross. We called him Pit. Who got
Dog
killed
Pit.
last summer. I just miss my dog, man.
It's nothing like losing the homie. And that's Mama Hood. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Like I said earlier on the track, I thoroughly enjoyed just the storytelling beginning from the few tracks that we got so far. The next track we got is Want From Me. Does he talk about his friends, his family, what he want from the successes that he got? I don't know. Let's find out.
Golly, talk. How come you ain't ever flew
Is it ever enough?
all my bitches talking about they
I think I'm right. Got the voice now. I think I'm right.
What do you need? I'm only a human, baby, and we all bleed. Never. Is it ever enough? Okay, what do you? Woman was made from the man's rib. That's why we can't live. You be the judge, but ain't no Uncle Phil without an Aunt Viv. Mother Nature and Father Yin and Yang, and since the Big Bang, ain't shit changed. Sometimes I feel like Russell Wilson. Other days I'm Rick James. Life is a balance. Duality. What do you want from me? Got nothing to hide, girl.
Okay,
Come
what
on,
do you
man.
want from me?
I thoroughly enjoyed that first verse, man. He talked about the life is a balance, man. There's always a polarity, it's a difference. There's a good and the bad, the good and the evil, the sun and the moon, the yin and the yang, the woman and the man. There's always opposites of one another. You're just trying to find that perfect balance. I thoroughly enjoyed that the connotations, the connection you were trying to make there. Just like life is all about balance, man. There's always gonna be some good. There's always gonna be some bad. Find the balance, find the middle ground between the things, and usually you can move through life, and life will be joyful overall. Just gotta understand, like, if everything's so high, at one point it might come crashing down, but you always gotta look on the bright side of things. So I thoroughly enjoyed that first verse, and it talks about finding the balance between things.
Ask, what do you want from me? Is it ever enough? I clean house cause some only like to vandalize. Plotting on your life's your biggest fucking test, and this ain't standardized. Quite remedial, the type to see it through. Still go to work every day, can't wait till she can retire. I keep it real and that's what people admire. They ask, what do you want from me? What do I'll give you the
Real. I don't fuck with you cause you disrespecting me. You disrespect my hood by telling me fuck you on that day I was acting cool, cuz. I told you I ain't got time for that, but nigga, today I got time, cuz.
Today I got time, and I got time. And the next track is Today, featuring Gunna. But one for me, I thoroughly enjoyed that track. That's a nice little vibe of a track. Nice, you just vibe out and ride out to. Nice little vibe of a track. Next track we got, like I said, is Today, featuring Gunna. Now Gunna's recent album, DS4, I believe it's DS4. It was alright. It was nothing too crazy for me. Just Gunna music is hit or miss for me. Sometimes it's good for me, sometimes it's not. It just depends on. But he got everybody with the emoji P and pushing P. He got everybody saying that. I believe the deluxe version also dropped, but Drake track was actually on there, so I haven't listened to that. But he got everybody on Twitter, everybody in the world saying pushing P, and the P emoji is kind of getting annoying to me. But that's a different topic for a different day. So without further ado, Today by Cordae featuring Gunna.
Hold on, I don't got a time today. When the sun gon' shine, nigga, sun gon' shine today. I remember them cold nights. 9th grade Chief Keef first dropped on. Like, what the time had it gone?
Those 808s. Those 808s are hitting. And I know why they hit, because it's supposed to be Gunna on this track. You know, Gunna's more of a trap artist with the turn up beats and stuff like that. So this 808's gotta be hitting for Gunna to start sliding on here. But those 808s are definitely hitting.
Need a Brazil hoe. 2003, my cousin taught me how to heel toe. Swap my jag pants. Had to boss up, nigga can't live average. How the fuck nigga still from today? Yeah, sun gon' shine.
Gunna.
And I keep crying today. With top notch playboy, burn league beach. See through lingerie. I can pay a call. Drip for the sway. Yeah, sing to him like Sade. Yeah, sing. Bring on the water, get the prince got like Kanye. Had to take the hard away. Now you in the big body made bed, taking up space. I don't got a time today. Money on my mind, nigga, I got to grind today.
And that's Today featuring Gunna. That track was, it was alright. It was average, nothing too crazy. As you could probably tell by my reaction to it, it was nothing. It didn't really do too much to me. Only thing was the 808s was hitting. They were hitting. But that track just didn't do much to me. It was more of a style to fit Gunna's style, less of Cordae. It was like that trap melodic type stuff, but it just really wasn't hitting for me. It was just one of those tracks, man, that just does not hit for me. That's definitely by far the least favorite track I heard on the album so far, but it is what it is. Next track we got up is Shiloh's Intro, so I guess Shiloh from prison once again, coming on a little snippet, and if I don't know, probably try to speak his truth, probably spit a bar. It's only 22 seconds long, so let's hop into it.
Connect Services, prepaid call from
Shiloh, y'all.
this call. Any future calls of this nature, dial 7 now. To hear the call,
I'll be messed up.
press queries. Thank you for using Connect Services.
Hello?
And that's Shiloh's Interlude. Next track we got up is C. Carter. C. Carter? Chris Carter?
Ladies and gentlemen, I used to dream about a dive charger, suicide dose.
I like this beat. I'm liking these beats, man. They're nothing too crazy, but I'm loving the melodic storytelling vibe they have to it, man. It's not the most crazy, exciting instrumentals out here, but I get the picture he's trying to paint with this album, and the instrumentals are definitely supporting that. I'm enjoying the production, man.
Sitting in the house watching Coach Carter.
Oh, Coach Carter. Okay, now I got it.
Back when good music dropped, cruel summer. Back when niggas wondered that's a part of the game. We call life, love is hard to attain. My little brother drive a Jeep and I just bought him a chain. I read about this road I'm on to acquire ends. I'm a fucking outlier and known 24s. I was trying to find a job and shit, why bother? Being listen to these proverbs or odd words we call rap music that took me all across the globe. Watch people react to it. Figments of imagination, couldn't fathom a
like what I'm doing right now. I love the artist references to people reactions to music, whether it's YouTube channels like this, YouTube videos, people on hip hop Twitter per se. I just love like when artists take shots at us, like YouTubers reacting to the music, or hip hop is, or on Twitter, hip hop Twitter and stuff. I love it when artists reference that. But let's get back to the music.
Clear signs of alignment shows my timing is near. We all here for an assignment. Several souls put your head on the swivel, wear my heart on the sleeve. But just breathe, the simple X and next to God I atone for all of my wrongs through our songs. But suicide though, sitting on 24s.
That Cordae with the vocal right there. And that's Coach Carter. I thoroughly enjoyed that track. That's nice. Like I said, from some of the other tracks, that was a nice little storytelling type beat, storytelling type vibe of a track. Nice little melodic, so you just vibe out to, just chill out to. Thoroughly enjoyed that. The next track would be Sinister featuring Lil Wayne, but once again, I already did a reaction to that, so the link's bound to be down below. Probably another card up here. But I thoroughly enjoyed that track. Lil Wayne had another solid verse. Lil Wayne continued his feature run throughout all of 2021 when this track was back and released. Probably Lil Wayne's probably continuing on that in 2022. But the next track we got coming up now is Chronicles featuring her and Lil Durk. Like I said, her and Lil Durk been featured a lot together. They go well together. And her was also featured Cordae on her track. Not Damage. I forgot the track, but like Cordae, when he came on that track, he sounded like Nas. I'm like, is this Nas? I'm like, hold on, this is Cordae. He was absolutely snapping this line. And Lil Durk, ever since he got his Laugh Not Cry Later feature in 2020 with Drake, he's been absolutely going crazy with the Voice album, and then the collab project did with Lil Baby. So he's been absolutely sliding on projects, absolutely sliding on his features. So her and Lil Durk definitely going to be coming with a solid feature. So without further ado, Chronicles.
But I can't waste no time, you know my time is precious. Hey, hit up Eliante for that diamond necklace. Hey, I've been traveling around these crossroads. Gotta compromise some shit, but that's a small toll. Hey, give her designer sex. If I fucked up, I'm sorry, it's 50 racks for the stress. Go as deep as I can and make her shake like Tourette's. Love is no miracle, and lost ain't no day.
Oh, her came in. You know, I love Cordae's like melodic singing type voice. His melodic singing voice is pretty solid. His rapping voice overall is pretty solid, but his melodic singing voice, you know, a lot of rappers can't pull it off. They require a lot of auto-tune, a lot of help from engineers and stuff like that. But Cordae's melodic singing, I thoroughly enjoyed that. The way her came in too, ooh, that was a perfect transition to her to hand it off. I don't know if this is the chorus or not. If she's about to get a verse, I guess we're gonna find out. I guess if I stop talking, we're gonna find out. So let's find out.
Time is precious.
I just need love, I need someone to give me more perspective. And I promise I'm gonna stay no matter where we left it. Turn effort, I know you're solid, so I promise you that I'm invested. Love is so we both feel the same.
I'm on this world, and I'm not.
Her just has such a perfect, majestic, great voice, man. Her voice is just her voice is just I thoroughly enjoyed the album she released last year. Like I said, when she had the Cordae track, the Chris Brown track, Ty Dolla $ign track. It was so many great tracks on the album. I thoroughly enjoyed R&B, female R&B artists, just to get the vocals, the melodic singing, the harmonizing, the vocals, the hums. It's just all perfect. I just thoroughly enjoyed the voice. But I think we got to get a little Durk about to come up next in this chorus.
Rich, you really the 360, cause you been real with me 360. Street nigga buy all drugs, but you made a nigga buy you new titties. I tried. You tell me I spend my time without my gas. No, we don't spend time. I say I'm a star, but I still do.
Dang, Lil Durk had a quick verse there.
I can't waste no time, you know my time is precious.
And that's Chronicles featuring her and Lil Durk. That was more of a Cordae and her track. They definitely did perfect job melodic and the singing and stuff. Lil Durk got like maybe 10 to 12 bars and went back to the chorus. And again, that bad just a short amount of time. But I thoroughly enjoyed the vocals between Cordae and her. They both did a solid job with the melodic singing in there. Like I said, her has an absolute perfect voice. And then we got a nice little Durk voice just to carry on the vibe of the track, add a different voice to the track. But thoroughly enjoyed that track. Next track we got coming up is Champagne Glasses featuring Freddie Gibbs and Stevie Wonder. Absolutely, Freddie Gibbs. I can't wait for Freddie Gibbs to release his album this year. I believe it's SSS. I forgot what it stands for. Remind me down below what the Freddie Gibbs album was specifically called, but I know the initials was SSS. He's been absolutely snapping the last like 5-6 years with his album, so I'm excited for what he comes. And then we got Stevie Wonder, a legend who's been doing this for many decades. I wonder how he's going to contribute, if he's going to provide vocals, what kind of production, I don't know, remains to be seen. But also, when the track list originally came out, Nas was supposed to be on this track, so I don't know what happened to Nas being on this track. I don't know what happened. Was the last name in that cut? I'm not sure, but I think Nas would have actually been insane on this track. Cordae, Nas, and Freddie Gibbs actually did come together for a track. Life is a Dice Game that came out in like midway through 2020. An absolutely solid track. But interested that Nas got removed. I don't know. I guess we hear about it soon. Maybe not. I don't know. But without further ado, Champagne Glasses.
Conversations getting complicated, I can tell ya. Everybody celebrating with their champagne glasses. I'm just sitting full of pain as I'm touring the country. Stolen Rolly Prezi, couldn't tell him shit. Arrogance is deadly in the moment, damn he relished it. Matches was tight red, and if the shoe fits, I'll buy the right pair. But shit be getting worse about the second shit, I'm digressing, okay. Conversations getting complicated, I can tell ya. Life was gonna come with the money.
Before Freddie Gibbs does this thing, I thoroughly enjoyed that first verse from Cordae. Absolutely solid verse, especially the end of the day. We talk about perception. That's all life is. Like, it relates back to an earlier track where we talk about good and bad. You know, you might see the good in things, you might see the bad in things, but it's all about how you perceive it. You can see some good and some bad. You can see some bad and some good. I think I said that right. I might have been said it backwards. But you get what I'm trying to say. Life is all about perception. You might perceive one thing to be one thing. Another person might perceive a different thing. It's just all about perception and the way we different view things. But I just want to touch on that. That's how I picked into the track.
Sections getting complicated, investigated now. You can't shit on me, you pussy niggas is constipated now. Big VF for like the biggest rabbit. Youngin did a bit for me, I'ma slap for him cause he slid for me. Know that you feeling this gangster shit. I see crackers don't understand that they get difference. They treat us like cargo, they stash us. I just sit back and get high and I pick up.
Conversations getting complicated, I can tell ya. 15 was in them handcuffs for paraphernalia.
And that's Champagne Glasses featuring Freddie Gibbs and Stevie Wonder. I'm guessing Stevie Wonder was on the outro with the horns in the background there. He wouldn't get any vocals from him. But I thoroughly enjoyed that track. Nice little melodic track. Nice little, like, once again, something you just vibe out and just rock out to. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Freddie Gibbs had it absolutely, even though his verse was really short, he still was snapping. He still was sliding on the verse that he had there. And once again, I think Nas would have fit well on the track. It's interesting that he got cut. I want to know what happened to that. I don't know what happened to that Nas verse. But the next track we got coming up is Westlake High. I'm guessing that's the high school he went to. Probably another storytelling track talking about that this time there, the things he might have seen, etc., etc. So let's hop into it. Samples might go crazy.
All of my mistakes that I'm bound to make. If only Father Time had the patience of Mother Nature. If only I was wiser when if only Martin Luther never stayed at the Lorraine Hotel. Should he still be alive and well?
That is facts. Can you even imagine? I mean, he'd be damn near 100. Yeah, I think he was born in 1929, so he'd be turning, his birthday's actually in a week or so. So he would be turning, was it 22? So be turning 93. Can you only imagine if Martin Luther King was still alive? Will we still have a Martin Luther King Day? What could society in America could look like? Some of the changes he could have implemented. If he could have ran for office, become a congressman, a senator, a governor, president maybe. Can you only imagine if Martin Luther King was still alive? The world could be a lot different. Could be a lot better. I don't know. We just never know. Maybe in the alternate reality, the alternate dimension, if you believe in those things, maybe that thing actually happened. If only we could see a scope and peek in and see what it could look like. But that is interesting. What life could be like if Martin Luther King was still alive. Very interesting thought.
I went to Westlake High where death rates rise, and some people go on to waste the rest their lives. I go back bought a Range Rover and did a song with Nas. In the belly of the beast where the strong survive.
Hey.
Trying to move past the lows and be doing this music shit at the absolute highest level for a long ass time, man. As long as I want to. My life and everything from a bird's eye view. So, dedicate this out to my grandmother, my late grandmother, God rest her soul. The last song singing interludes, dog.
I remember that.
Man,
And that's Westlake High. I thoroughly enjoyed that track from Cordae. And once again, a nice little storytelling track. Talk about his childhood, his come up, and going into high school. Talk about his friends and family, the way he was growing up, people around, and see what they're doing there. See, he'd like to come back to see how they're doing. And he said some of his homies that he grew up with having to take jobs. It's nice to see. Like to see the people that you came up with are doing better with themselves, not staying in the hood, doing violent, degenerate shit out here. Trying to progress, man. Trying to progress a lot. Trying to get generational wealth, etc., etc. But I thoroughly enjoyed that track. I like that little outro and the speeches he had there. So he's trying to be here for the long. He's trying to do music for the long time. Now he's trying to be one of the best to ever do it. And you've seen the LA Leakers freestyle that came out the other day. That man was absolutely snapping and sliding and going crazy. And he just has so much passion for the music. He has so much passion to be one of the best to ever do it. And that speech there just emphasizes how much how hungry he is to want to do it. But we down to the last track, Parables remix featuring Eminem. Like I said, the Parables, the original track came out in November of 2020, I believe. That was a nice solid track from Cordae. And this time it features Eminem. Anything with remixes, I'm interested to see if it's still the original beat. If it is, I think Eminem gonna slide it. We still get the original verse from Cordae. Probably now, I don't think Cordae would do that, but I hate when artists have their original verses, get a new artist on there, and they're like, come on, you can come up with a quick 16, 24 new bars. You ain't gotta keep the original on it. That's a different story for a different day. And the last time Cordae and Eminem came together for a track was the Killer remix, which also had Jack Harlow on there. Jack Harlow was just happy as hell. He was on the track with Eminem. That motherfucker was just happy on that track. But Cordae was snapping on his verse. Like I said, Cordae went on a future run in 2021. So I'm interested to see how Cordae and Eminem come together for this track. So without further ado, the last track we're gonna be reacting to today, because the Gifted track obviously also Additions had Ant Clemens on there, but I already really reacted to that track. It's probably just an additional version of Ant Clemens, but that's besides the point. Without further ado, the last track on From a Bird's Eye View, Parables remix featuring Eminem. We get an original beat, but Eminem might switch it up. He might have a beat switch on there. You know Eminem like to rap forever, so he might have a beat switch of some sort, but I guess we're gonna find out.
Protect your energy from poison when a python strike.
This is the original verse, but it sounds like he maybe re-rapped it, because it sounds different from the original verse, but it does sound like the original verse, but it just sounds different. I don't know, he re-rapped it because his voice sounds a little bit different, but let's continue.
And know my mama, nigga,
I'ma get that cash on 100, on a dash, on a swerve. Trenchy from the birds. In the paint.
And I can tell you shit that other niggas can't.
Let me tell you.
I signed a deal for 20 bands.
And then to get my brother out the pen. Let me tell you. We getting both verses? Okay. We getting both verses recorded. Niggas since grade school. Swank on them.
And I ain't even wanna have to
tank on them.
That lamb truck got a full
tank on them.
I can tell you shit, but you won't understand.
Before Eminem does his thing, he got a whole 2 minutes left. Probably gonna be another quarter, so it's probably like a minute and a half. It's gonna be interesting because Eminem, he can easily steal the show. Obviously, he's Eminem. He's been doing this for many, many decades now. 4 different decades he's been doing this, and he can obviously steal the show from anybody. He can hop on somebody's track, absolutely making his track. It's gonna be interesting to see. Hopefully we don't get a fast verse where he's just mumbling, jumbling, stumbling, miracle, spiritual, miracle, fearful bar verses from him. But I think the last time we had a feature verse with him was EPMD 2 on Nas, And then Grip with Walkthrough, which Walkthrough when Eminem was featured on that, he had a nice solid verse. So he didn't like really like trying to steal the show, but he had a nice little solid verse. But I'm interested to see how Eminem does. Like I said, hopefully he doesn't try to steal the show too much. Hopefully we don't get like a fast spiritual whip where we can't really understand him that much. But let's find out.
In my lifetime, at one time, I can still remember just how bad I used to want 5 mics. My biggest dream was just my life. Should've make you wanna cop out like a plea deal. So I treat beat like it's Takashi. Spit on that bitch.
I hear the alternative beat. Only Eminem. Eminem was one of the very few artists who will literally have a beat, switch it, change it, tailor it to him, add a different beat switch, add different sound effects, twist it, variant. Well, yeah, Eminem, I guess you get to have that luxury and just do whatever the hell you want, but I like the way the beat is like twisted and distorted. I like it. I
I think I can't seem to stop eating beat pills. And Dr. DRE, he still keeps on giving me refills.
I'm sorry for pausing it again, but I'm hoping Dr. Dre and Eminem come together for a project, an EP, an album, because like the Discombobulated track that we got on Music Rendered by Side B, that last track in Discombobulated, we had Dr. Dre and Eminem coming together for a track, absolutely crazy. They was absolutely snapping and sliding. They also came together for a track recently for GTA 5, like an online like few tracks that Dr. Dre did for GTA and Rockstar, but I hope they come together for an hour or something, because that track just came out so many memories, and I think a Dr. Dre Eminem project would just absolutely go crazy.
Shit is something that you'll never see me at, like senior prom. What I mean is the bars higher than Cheech and Chong. When you give them each a bomb, I call my stanza.
Eminem, like Ching Ching Chong. Eminem.
All the window shoppers, bunch of peeping toms. Still got that bullseye, I'm up. Got him hot on my trail, like my stepfather with the belt. I got SWAT on my ass. I put every single word to be true, so without further ado, it's
here goes the vast verse.
Murderous than mucus, so burner at you. I don't shade to be curtains for you. Pray for the verse to get the worth of a new worse than me. Who's determined to do permanences like verbal abuse, language hurtful to use, cursing at you. Made a couple of mistakes that occurred in my youth. Jumped a hurdle or two word, but I'm doing tests for us. When Bro and me discovered that she was wrapping shit up around the house to stick it under the tree. Damn.
And that's the Parables remix featuring Eminem. I don't know what to think of that Eminem's verse. That was just such a crazy, wild, all over the place verse, from the meow sound effects in the background, but the distorted beat, the fast verse that we got, which is too fast, wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad of a fast verse from Eminem. But that verse had me all over the goddamn place. That's from a bird's eye view. Like I said, the gifted track we already kind of listened to is just an additional verse with Ant Clamors, but I'll listen to that in my own time. But that's from a bird's eye view. Cordae, man, I thoroughly enjoyed this album, man. One of the first albums to come out this year. This is mostly a storytelling album. Talk about his come up, his childhood, his memories. We had some turn up, some talk your shit tracks with Super and Sinister, which had Super was a single. Sinister was also another single which featured Lil Wayne. Thoroughly enjoyed those tracks. But this was more of a storytelling, talk about his come up, talk to people around him, talk about himself type of album. And I thoroughly enjoyed those albums from him. He still solidified himself in hip hop. We had The Lost Boy back in 2021, and now we got From a Bird's Eye View in early 2022. Thoroughly enjoyed the album, man. If I had to rate it out of 10, I would give it, first listen, I would give it like a 7.5. You know, it's nothing too crazy, nothing too exciting. It's more of a storytelling track, something you digest and listen to multiple times. You just think about it, ponder on it, and how it relates to your life. Some of the perspectives that he was trying to teach and tell, and some of the things he learned throughout his life. And he even mentioned himself that he's sorry in advance if he does anything wrong, anything messed up in the future. But he's still young. I believe he's 23. I believe so. He's still young. He's gonna go through a lot of things. He shows how hungry he is on multiple tracks, how much he want this, how much he want to be one of the best, one of the greatest to ever do it. And he's definitely showing himself on features, albums, the LA Leakers freestyle like he did recently, like I stated earlier. And I'm very excited for Cordae, what he does in the future. and what he does in the years and the decades to possibly come. I think he's going to be here for a long while. And I think he's going to entertain us for a long while with his music. But to go over some of my favorite tracks, I'll definitely say, like, most of this album, the only track I really didn't enjoy was Today featured Gunna. That was more of a turn up, more to fit Gunna style. It was like a melodic track, but it just, I don't know, I just didn't really enjoy it that much. I feel like it was more catered to Gunna style, but still just didn't really sit too well. But other than that, the rest of the album was pretty fucking solid. Some of my highlights, I would say Gene Michelle, Mama's Hood. I mean, like, I could just go off the whole album because it's just storytelling and just different perspectives, different viewpoints, different angles of which ways he was tackling. So I don't really have like a favorite per se. It's just that the whole collective comes together and shows a whole different story and perspective. So yeah, I won't list the favorite tracks because it's just all collectively coming together. It's not one track that's crazy highlighted and that goes crazy and absolutely snaps. The production definitely fitted the storytelling that Cordae was trying to pitch, so it wasn't like too exciting of a crazy beats out there. But yeah, that's Cordae from A Bird's Eye View. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Let me know down below what you think about, what you feel about, what some of your favorite tracks. How do you feel about the Gunna Today Gunna featured? That's the only track I really did enjoy. Other than that, I thoroughly enjoyed the rest of it. How you feel about the Eminem verse? That crazy, weird, all over the place verse with the distorted beat, the meow, that track, it was just so odd, so weird. But yeah, let me know down below what you feel about this album. And that's Cordae's From A Bird's Eye View. So, if you like the video, please like the video. I got more content like this always coming soon. I got like 4 other videos to do because there's so much music coming after you watch this video, I got about 4 others that's coming soon. I'm gonna be up all night. I'm probably gonna go in bed till like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll see you next video. Peace.